It starts in the quiet of the morning. You open your eyes to the soft light slipping through the curtains, but your body doesn't move right away. Your back feels stiff, your legs a little weaker than they used to be. You sit up slowly, maybe with a little groan, maybe reaching for the edge of the bed to steady yourself. You take a deep breath and whisper to no one in particular, "Where did all my energy go?" Maybe you felt it, that slow fading of strength. That once brisk walk now feels like a chore. The stairs seem taller than they used to. And even after a full night's sleep, you find yourself tired again by mid-morning, as if your body is constantly asking for rest. You watch the people around you, some getting frailer, some falling ill, and you wonder, is this what's next for me too? But then, maybe in a quiet moment, a warm cup in hand, you ask something deeper. How do I really want to age? Not just exist, but truly live. With strength, with ease, with a sense of clarity and vitality that makes each day feel possible again. The truth is, sometimes it's not the years wearing you down. Sometimes it's the little things, hidden things, even in the drinks you trust. But here's the good news. Just as your body has changed over time, it can also be renewed. It begins with awareness, with knowledge, and with 3 small things to stop drinking, so you can start feeling like you again. Let's talk about them. You've lived through seasons of change, times when your strength carried families, weathered losses, and welcomed joys. But no one tells you how heavy the simplest things can feel with age. Maybe it's the way your legs don't quite cooperate in the mornings, or how you forget where you placed your keys, or why you walked into a room. Or perhaps it's that foggy tiredness that lingers even after a full night's rest. It's not just about feeling a little off. For many seniors, that creeping fatigue is a warning sign. It signals something deeper, like muscles quietly shrinking, balance fading, or the mind slowing in ways that don't feel like you. And yet, in a world full of confusing diets, miracle cures, and endless pills, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Or worse, helpless. Like you're just supposed to accept this slow decline as normal. But what if it's not? What if part of your tiredness, your weakness, even your aches and brain fog, are being quietly stirred? Not by age, but by what you drink. You see, some of the most common beverages, things you've trusted for years, could be quietly draining your energy, sabotaging your strength, and aging your body faster than necessary. And here's the truth. This isn't about giving up everything. It's about becoming wise to what no one told you before. About knowing what to avoid so you can start reclaiming energy, movement, and mental sharpness without gimmicks, extreme diets, or confusion. Because this stage of life, it can be powerful. It can be clear, strong, and even joyful when your body is supported by the right choices. So, let's begin. Let's uncover the 3 worst drinks that might be making you tired and weak. And more importantly, let's talk about what to do instead. Because you deserve more than just getting through the day. You deserve to feel alive in it. You've likely heard the phrase, "It's just part of getting older." And maybe, over time, you've started to believe it. That the slower steps, the low energy, the naps that feel more like survival than rest, that these are all just signs of aging. Something inevitable, something unchangeable. But what if that's not the whole story? What if your body is not simply breaking down, but instead responding? Responding to small silent habits, to ingredients you never thought twice about, to daily drinks you've trusted for decades, without knowing they might be stealing your strength, one quiet sip at a time. Because here's the truth most people don't talk about. Not all tiredness is age. Not all weakness is wear. Sometimes, it's what you're putting into your body every single day without realizing it. Let me ask you something gently. Have you ever finished your morning coffee or your afternoon soda and felt more tired than before? Have you noticed moments of dizziness or that strange heavy feeling in your legs and thought, why now? You're not imagining it. You're not broken. You're not failing. In fact, your body might be speaking to you in the only way it knows how. And when you start to understand what's behind that message, when you start to recognize that fatigue might not be just age, but something changeable, that's when the real hope begins. So before we dive into the 3 worst drinks making seniors tired and weak, I want you to carry this thought with you. You are not powerless. The way you feel today is not the final word. And the smallest change, a shift in what you drink, could unlock strength, clarity, and calm you haven't felt in years. Let's take a closer look, because the first drink might already be in your hand. Your body has carried you through a lifetime of moments, dances, dinners, hospital rooms, laughter, and loss. It has been your home. And just like any home that has stood through seasons, it creaks a little more now. The hinges stick. The foundation feels the years. But it still stands. And it still needs maintenance, especially water. Here's what most people don't realize. As you age, your sense of thirst fades. Your body still needs hydration, but you may not feel thirsty the way you once did. And that small shift? It matters more than most know, because water isn't just a drink. It's a transporter, a cushion, a cleaner. It carries nutrients, softens joints, flushes toxins, and helps your brain stay sharp. And when you don't get enough of it, when it's replaced by other drinks like sugary juices, soda, or even too much coffee, your body starts to speak in whispers. Fatigue, foggy memory, dizziness when standing, stiffness in the knees, even constipation. Have you ever felt like this? Woken up stiff and achy, even though you slept through the night? Had a glass of juice with breakfast, maybe coffee too, but still felt tired or off balance? That was Helen's story. She's 76 and always loved her morning orange juice. It feels like sunshine in a glass, she used to say. But over time, she noticed her afternoons dragging. Her legs felt heavy. She'd sit down to read and doze off. It wasn't until her daughter suggested swapping juice for water with lemon that something shifted. It wasn't overnight, but within weeks, she felt clearer, lighter, even a little stronger. Your body is still listening. It's still ready to repair, to restore, to feel better. But it needs the right support. And sometimes, the first step isn't adding anything. It's removing what doesn't serve you anymore. Let's take a closer look at the first drink that might be silently working against you. There's a kind of tiredness that doesn't come from the body. It comes from the heart. It creeps in quietly, often unnoticed. It's the fatigue that settles in on quiet afternoons when no one calls. It's the heaviness that wraps around your chest when a familiar face is no longer at the table. It's the slow drain you feel, not because of poor sleep or illness, but because the days feel empty. Have you noticed how your body responds when you feel truly at peace? When someone you love visits and your heart feels full? When laughter echoes in the kitchen, or you sit in sunlight with a dear friend? That's not your imagination. That's your nervous system shifting. That's your heart rate calming, your muscles loosening, your brain releasing chemicals that make you feel alert, connected, alive. But when you're lonely, when connection fades, your body shifts into stress. Silent stress. And that stress is exhausting. For many seniors, that exhaustion gets masked, numbered, and sometimes it's numbed with drinks, sweetened iced teas, alcohol, extra cups of coffee. sugary lattes at 3 p.m. just to perk up. But instead of helping, these drinks can pull you further down. Alcohol, for example, might feel like a companion, but it disrupts your sleep, dehydrates you, and drains your energy. Sugary teas spike your blood sugar and crash your mood. And more caffeine doesn't solve fatigue. It deepens it later on. This isn't about shame. It's about awareness. Take Walter, for example. He's 81 and used to end each evening with a glass of whiskey. To wind down, he said. But he started waking up groggy, needing more naps, and feeling foggy-headed. After gently cutting back and joining a local walking group, something changed. He laughed more, moved better, slept deeper. Because sometimes, what we're really thirsty for isn't in the glass. It's in connection, in purpose, in being seen. And yes, your body feels that difference every single day. Let's keep going. The second worst drink might be hiding in plain sight, and it's something many consider healthy. When you feel tired most of the day, the idea of change can feel like a mountain. Who has the energy to overhaul their diet, start new routines, or follow complicated plans? The good news? You don't have to. Real strength often returns in the smallest, simplest ways. A glass of warm lemon water before breakfast, a 5-minute stretch in the sunlight, a pause, just to breathe, to smile, to notice the morning light dancing on the kitchen table. These little choices, done gently and consistently, carry power. Take morning hydration. After a night of sleep, your body wakes up mildly dehydrated, and if the first thing you reach for is a strong coffee or a glass of juice with added sugars, you're missing an opportunity to gently awaken your body with something that nourishes rather than spikes and crashes. Try this instead. Keep a glass of water by your bed. Maybe add a slice of lemon or a dash of salt and honey if you like something soothing. Let that be your morning ritual. It hydrates, supports digestion, and gently energizes your entire system. Then move. Not exercise. Not yet. Just movement. Stand. Stretch. Roll your shoulders. Take 5 steps and feel your feet on the floor. Evelyn, age 78, started doing 10 minutes of light movement every morning, just walking slowly through her garden, touching her plants, feeling the breeze. Within weeks, she noticed fewer dizzy spells, better balance, and even a lift in her mood. I started to feel like I had a rhythm again, she said. You don't need big changes. You just need one small, loving decision at a time. So let me ask you, what's one small change you could try this week? Could you swap your afternoon soda for herbal tea? Start your day with water instead of coffee? Or add just 5 minutes of movement to your morning? Each gentle step is a message to your body. I'm still here. I still care. I'm coming back to life. There comes a time in life when the outside world slows down and what's inside begins to speak louder. Not just the aches and the tiredness, but the questions. Am I still needed? Do I still matter? What now? After 70, health isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's spiritual. It's the sense of waking up with meaning or drifting without it. And here's the beautiful truth. Purpose doesn't have to be big or loud. It can be tending to a plant that blooms. It can be making tea for someone you love. It can be sitting in the morning sun, hands around a warm mug, saying a quiet prayer for another day. But when that inner world is neglected, when you feel unseen, disconnected, or forgotten, it doesn't just affect your spirit. It shows up in the body too, in fatigue, in pain, in a quiet giving up. Some seniors try to fill that ache with routine comforts, a nightly drink, endless TV, sugary treats to lift the mood. But those short-term comforts can drain your strength further, leaving you more tired and more distant from the life you deserve. But something powerful happens when you reconnect with meaning. Take Raymond, 82. After losing his wife, he fell into deep fatigue. He'd start his mornings with 2 cups of coffee and a pastry, just to feel something. But it never helped. His days were long and gray. Then one morning, he decided to walk to the park. Just once. He sat on a bench, watched the ducks, and noticed a little boy feeding crumbs to the birds. The boy smiled. Raymond smiled back. The next day, he walked again. Over time, the walks got longer. He swapped his coffee for herbal tea. He started volunteering once a week at the library. His body got lighter, his eyes brighter. He was still grieving, but now he was also living. So let me ask you gently, what do you want the next chapter of your life to feel like? Because even now, especially now, you have the power to choose. So here we are. You've traveled with me through stories and science, through memory and meaning. You've looked honestly at your daily choices, at the drinks that promise comfort, but quietly steal your strength. You've remembered that hydration isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual, and that your fatigue may not be your fate, because the truth is, you are not too old. You are not done yet. You are not broken. You are wise, and more importantly, your body still listens when you care for it. Maybe you've felt weak lately. Maybe mornings are harder than they used to be. Maybe you've been using drinks, coffee, soda, wine, sweet teas, to fill something that feels missing. But the fact that you're still here, still watching, still curious, that means something beautiful. You haven't given up. You're still reaching for more energy, more clarity, more life. And it doesn't have to come from a pill or a program or some big dramatic change. It can come from water, from a walk, from saying no to that one drink that leaves you worse, from saying yes to yourself again. You've made it this far, and that is no small thing. You've raised families, built homes, endured storms that younger hearts wouldn't understand. So if your body is asking for something gentler, kinder, more nourishing, listen, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. So start now, even if it's slow, even if you need reminders. Every small step is still yours. Pour the water, step into the sun, call someone you miss, and tomorrow, do it again. Because this is your time, not the beginning, not the end, but a chapter only you can write, and every page still matters. Before we close today, I want to ask you something, just a quiet question between friends. What was one thing that made you think differently today? Was it the story of Helen, who found new energy with simple hydration? Or maybe Walter's gentle shift from loneliness to connection? Or the reminder that purpose can be as small as a morning walk or a kind word? And now, looking ahead, what small change will you try starting tomorrow morning? Will you reach for water before coffee? Swap out a sugary drink for a calming herbal tea? Or maybe, just maybe, step outside for a few minutes of fresh air and movement? These questions aren't tests, they're invitations. Invitations to listen to your body, your heart, your spirit. Because here in this community, you're never alone. This is a place for wisdom shared, stories told, and strength found, not in grand leaps, but in steady, caring steps. If you feel like today's conversation touched something inside you, something hopeful, something real, I invite you to join us here. Subscribe so you never miss a moment of support and inspiration. Share your thoughts in the comments, your stories, your wins, your questions. Tag a friend who might need to hear this message too. Together, we're walking this path of aging with dignity, courage, and kindness. Together, we're reminding ourselves that every day still holds possibility. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to care for yourself, One sip, one step, one moment at a time. This is your journey, and we're honored to walk it with you.